I have a friggin' hole in my shirt, dude.
What the hell is that? What's up, everybody? Tony Lopez here with Alternative Living Spaces, and in today's video, we're gonna be breaking down the cost to do exterior paint on a shipping container, and for that reason, I brought in the paint expert himself, Cameron Sharsh. So when it comes to painting a container, the first thing you're gonna need, especially if you're doing it yourself, is the right materials. Cameron, can you tell us what do we like to use when it comes to painting containers?
So you can paint exterior containers a bunch of different ways. We like to use an airless sprayer. That's the easiest and fastest application. Other people use rollers. We've rolled them in the past and it takes
It's terrible. Don't use a roller. I literally rolled the first 3 containers and I think it took 2 of us about 8 hours to roll a 20-foot container.
Right.
Especially if you got like a dark container and you're gonna paint it a light color. Dude, just spend the $500, get the paint sprayer.
Yeah, or rent one.
Rent one maybe.
Hardware store.
That's a good approach.
Yep.
Now when it comes to the materials that we use for painting containers, you don't just want to get any material off the shelf of Lowe's or Home Depot. Cameron, what kind of paint do you recommend using for containers?
You're gonna want to get an exterior paint. This is an exterior latex. It's a cheaper paint. It lasts very long. It is, scuff resistant and weather resistant. But the best paint you could probably use is probably a urethane alkyd. It dries faster, it dries harder, so it's obviously going to last a lot longer.
That's cool. And in terms of cost for paint, when we do like a latex paint on a 20-foot container, we'll usually use about 7 gallons of paint. So our cost on that is about $280. For a 40-foot container, I would just double that. So you're probably going to use about 14 gallons of paint and then double your cost. You're gonna be around $550. Now, how much more is it if you wanna upgrade that paint to something?
So if you're gonna upgrade from latex to alkyd, you're probably gonna double that price. So he was saying $250, you're probably looking at $500 for a 5-gallon. So yeah, just double that cost. It is worth the investment though.
Okay, cool. So you heard it. If you're trying to do a 20-foot container, you're looking at closer to $500 in materials with the alkyd paint, and probably closer to about $1,000 for a 40-foot container. Now, when it comes to the cost of actually applying the paint to the container, right? All the labor that's involved, there's a few different categories. The first category is DIY. How much does that cost?
Zero.
Zero, right? That's your time and your labor.
Just buy the paint.
Just get the paint and get the right knowledge. Now, if you're not gonna DIY it, you really have a couple options, right? Either it's on your property already and you need to hire a handyman or a local painter to spray it, or you haven't actually got your container yet, and we have a little hack for you on how you can get it done for really cheap. So, you want to break down maybe the cost for bringing someone in to paint a container? What is someone looking for something like that?
Okay, so if you're a local handyman, you'll probably be between like 20 to 40 bucks an hour. And you're probably looking at 5 to 6 hours. So really not too much. I
think we have to redo this though. That's too cheap.
20
Dude, who are you paying 20 bucks to come out here and paint a container? Handyman rates are like probably 90 bucks an hour.
To 70.
You're talking like, if you go to a Home Depot and you find someone outside.
So, everybody has a friend who knows how to paint. So, if it's an unlicensed friend or an unlicensed person who is like, hey, I can paint your container for you, probably be like 20 to 40 bucks, But if you're going
That's
through
per hour.
Per hour.
That would be good if it was just 20 to 40 bucks though. That's a good friend.
But if you're going through like an actual company, a licensed painter, it's going to be somewhere between like 50 to 75 bucks an hour.
And how long do you think it would take to do a 20-foot container, and how long does it take to do a 40-footer if you're using a sprayer?
I'd say probably for a 20, like 4 hours. 40-foot, probably like 6 to 7 hours.
Okay, right on. Now, a good hack if you do not have your container on your property and you're still in the process of ordering it, if you do buy it from one of the major vendors at a port, like we typically recommend people to do, a lot of those companies actually can apply the paint for you. So you can select a custom color, they'll apply it for you, and we've seen costs as low as $550, including the paint, to get it on a 20-foot container, or around $750 for a 40-foot. You just can't beat prices like that.
Yeah.
Now, a unique way that you can really add value when it comes to exterior paint on a container home is by doing a custom design on the exterior. Now, this container that we're walking up to right now, it's actually a container that Cameron painted himself. Now, Cameron, how long did it take you to do something like this?
This took about I want to say a day. It took us a day.
Yeah. We have a few other different accents on this unit in particular, but about a day of labor, and in materials, just a few cans of small paint.
Yeah, 3 different colors of paint that you like, and you know, some tape.
If you had to give a material cost, what would you say it was for materials?
For the paint, I would want to say it's probably about $200. You know?
For the freeze, it's that much
glue, dude. It's alkyd.
Great. So you can't use the latex?
I guess you could, but it's probably not going to stick very well.
Okay, now it's $200 because it was the alkyd paint. So Cameron chose to go with a better product, which makes a lot of sense if you're doing a custom paint design, because you're investing all this labor into this unique design that you don't want to just get ruined over time.
It dries faster than latex. So if you did it with latex, there's a good chance that when you pull the tape, it might just pull the paint with it. So, you know, go with a better paint if you're gonna do a custom paint job.
That's cool. And now if you hire like a very professional artist that's all they do, I mean, it could cost you a few grand to do a cool little mural on the side of a container. If, however, you have maybe one of, like Cameron said, one of your friends that's really creative, maybe $750, $800, and they'd be down to do something like that for you.
Sure. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I hope it was informative and helpful for you guys.
And if you are a DIYer and you want to build your own shipping container home, don't forget to check out our free workshop. It's linked below. It goes over our biggest lessons after building over 100 container homes, and we've learned a lot of things the hard way, so it's really valuable. Definitely check that out, and we'll see you in the next video.